Here at Elephant Mountain Vineyard with Joe and Susan Hattrup, owners of Elephant Mountain and Sugarloaf Vineyards. One of the key attributes of Elephant Mountain is it starts at the gate over here off the county road at 1365 elevation, and it runs up to about 1460 foot elevation, which is above the frost lines but below the cold weather lines. The cold lines, you get up on the side of Elephant Mountain up there at 16, 17, 1800 feet, that's the snow line. That's where elevation starts working against you in this valley, where it starts getting cool. We're on these warm benches that are above the cool settling areas of the valley on the benches that stay warm, and it gives us a long frost-free season. On average, Elephant Mountain's frost-free season is about a month longer than most sites in Washington, and that changes things dramatically. We have less frost risk in the fall, so a lot of areas might have early frost experience, but Elephant Mountain's still sitting up here with a good canopy, and it allows us a lot of hang time up here so we can get real nice phenolic ripeness on the grapes. They don't get pressed by heat and have to be picked early. We can wait up here until the fruit's at the flavor profiles the winemakers want. Cold air settles like water and it falls down into the valley floor. And as we go up to the butte a little later and maybe turn the view around, you'll see where we lie down over the valley. So we have on average, like they say, a month longer frost-free season. It's usually 2 or 3 weeks in the spring. Our last frost is quite a bit later than other people, and then in our fall frost is several weeks later than a lot of other sites. A lot of times we still have canopy at Thanksgiving, and most vineyards have been frosted off and browned and crisped, and the leaves are down and off. But it's given us a nice advantage, and it lends to the quality of the grapes. There's a nice acid profile that's retained when you can have a longer growing season, and Elephant Mountain really retains acid. It gives us some really nice bright flavors. But from up here at the butte, you can see a better perspective of the lie of this site way up on these benches, well above the irrigation. The irrigation district is quite a ways down the valley there where the orchards are, and we're on a deep well above the irrigation, which is kind of the key component of what makes Elephant Mountain special is again our elevation and what that does for the fruit and the grapes. Having a longer season high on this hill that's frost-free and safe from the weather that can impact both the hot and the cold down in the valley further. We're 2-3 miles above the valley floor here. What I've got here is a selection of 5 different wines and wineries that I've worked with for probably at least 12 years, each of them. This is a Cabernet from Josh Maloney. This was his initial wine. He was a winemaker for St. Michel that went out on his own several years ago, and this was his initial wine release, an Elephant Mountain Cab. We worked with John Bookwalter for at least 12 years. We've had a 12-year vertical of this Antagonist Syrah. We've started in 2008, and we've been putting out one every year with John, and he does a variety of wines from us, but this is one I've got a long vertical on. 11 Cellars, Matt Albee has been with us. He's been working with us for a long, long time. Matt and Mary Hill in the end both buy some of virtually every variety we grow. Matt's done a great job with a lot of different wines, and in particular his Syrahs and his Rhone blends. Co Din has worked with us since his days down at Hogue, and now Co's been out on his own for a while, and this is kind of a flagship wine for him as an Elephant Mountain red blend. It's cab based, but it's a red blend. And Co does a fun job. He's fun to work with. He's down in Sunnyside. And then Mary Hill and 11 they probably work with 9 different varieties from us. And Mary Hill's had quite a run with a variety of wines, GSMs, the Grenache Mourvedre Syrah blend. This Mourvedre was actually, this 14 Mourvedre was best to show at the San Francisco Wine Show, the biggest U.S. wine show other than in Aspen. And there was over 4,000 wines judged that year, and this was best to show for them. But they do some great wines, make some great wines, Mourvedres, GSMs, Carmenieres, Sangiovese, Tempranillo. They do a lot of nice things. They're fun to work with.